A question we are frequently asked is, why isn't my Moodle gradebook calculating correctly? So this video is just going to kind of troubleshoot some Moodle gradebook issues that we see frequently. So the first thing to look for is go into your gradebook and click the View tab, and look for any of this kind of orange shady color. This means that a grade has been overridden, and it's not necessarily a problem if it's here under a single assignment, though you'll want to make sure the right grade is showing. It is, however, a problem if it is showing for a course total or a category total, because that means that, like for instance here with the student Caltech, he's showing a 20% for the course, and that is because his grade has been overridden, so it's not actually taking most of these any numbers into consideration. It's only thinking about the 20 that I typed in there directly. And this can happen if you're just clicking and you might accidentally click and hit a number. So now, for instance, student Jane Tech has a 30, and it wouldn't matter what I would type into these boxes, her grade would remain a 30. So if this has happened in your course, you will need to turn editing on while in the gradebook and scroll over to the problem grade. Click the little gear and uncheck this box next to overridden. And when you hit save, it should calculate the grade correctly. Turn editing off to make the view better. And now for Cal, we show a 66%. So that's probably the most frequent cause of gradebook problems. So look for the override. Again, it's not necessarily a problem here in single assignments, but when it is overriding a course total or category total, that means it's not looking at any of the assignment grades, only the overridden grade. Another thing to check is the My Preferences tab. So click on that, and one thing to look for there is under special rows, make sure that the default, which is non-empty grades, hasn't been changed. If it gets changed to all grades, then all of those boxes that are blank will be calculated as zeros, and that can obviously change some of the grades to look a lot lower than they might actually be. Another place to check is categories and items. And make sure that your aggregation is set up correctly. If you've changed things to weighted mean of grades, make sure that nothing is showing as weighted out of 0. A weight is a multiplier, so if you put 0 as the weight, it's going to multiply by 0, and it's going to list a 0 as the grade. So that's another thing to watch for. And also note what happens when I switch back to simple weighted mean of grades. Everything changes to extra credit. So that's another thing to look for. Make sure that there are no extra credits being set and save changes. You'll notice here this Turnitin assignment is hidden. This is another kind of frequent problem that can mess with grades. I'm going to actually go into this assignment directly. And the issue with this one is that while the start date it started today, and the due date's in a week, the post date isn't until August 7th. So if you had already typed in the grades and you're wondering why they're not showing in the gradebook, it's because of this post date. And to change it, you need to do this here. If you do it in the gradebook by opening that eyeball, it won't stick. When you go back in, it'll be hidden again. So you need to go here to edit and then change the post date to an earlier date. You need to bump the due date up as well. And now, tomorrow those grades would show in the grade book. So that can be another reason that grades are hidden or not showing up correctly. So those are some of the initial things that we look for when we're looking at gradebook issues. If you try those things and you're still having gradebook problems, please don't hesitate to contact the help desk at 7700 or Erin at 7426.